following contest is the War for Salvation! Making their way to the ring first.
It is the final Love Pro Wrestling Clandestine Wrestling Society prelude event of the year, and we are going out in style with a new kind of concept, something never before seen here in LPW. You heard Spencer go over the rules off the top. This is the War for Salvation. It is an 8-person gauntlet.
I wanted to be first. For fight night, you wear your card.
He is 1/2 of Panama Lira at a height of 6'6" and weighing in at 205 pounds.
Where are my ropes?
The last person left standing at the end of the gauntlet will be the Clandestine Wrestling Society Champion of Salvation. You can see
second entrant.
the ropes have been removed from the ring. There is no pinfalls. The only way to win, or ways to win rather, are by submission, by referee stoppage, or if you're unable to return to the ring, by a 10 count. Bayrat Garani drew the bad straw. Coming in number 1, the equally bad. The equally bad straw drawn by the returning Wolfboy Will Mantla. He's been absent from an LPW ring for a number of months, but before he took his sabbatical, he was achieving a modicum of success. He had a couple of big wins on these Thursday night live events, competed in some Scrabble matches on the big Friday night shows, so you want to understand he's looking to keep that momentum going in a huge way as Ben Oman holds up what it's all about, that LPW Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation. As you heard, there is somewhat of a champion's advantage in this gauntlet match, as the Canadian Blues Kyle Shaw, the current reigning and defending Champion of Salvation, will be the 8th and final entrant. This is a very, very, again, unique setup. As you see, no pinfalls. And with those ropes taken off, it has to change the offense, the way you plot and plan on going about your matches. No off the top rope, no running the ropes. And it also makes the square circle just a little bit bigger. Man, like the victim again of the size and power of the son of Kosovo, Bayrat Garani. These two are going to have to run the table, so to speak, if they want to have a chance at becoming a champion of salvation. Big Beal hurled across the ring. Mantla rolling out, and you see Ben Oman immediately administering that 10 count. If you cannot return back inside the square circle before the count of 10, you will be eliminated again. Garani hurling the Wolf Boy across the canvas and outside the ring down to the floor. And you think this kind of match might be built for somebody like Garani with that size and that power. But again, drawing the short straw. The tallest competitor drawing the shortest straw. Other competitors you'll see tonight in this gauntlet. I was going to say tournament, more of a gauntlet, obviously. God's gift to wrestling. Michael Richard Blais, Taryn from accounting, Stephen Crow, all 3 members of the Clandestine Society.
That's your boy.
Zoe Sager, WWID signing. Reid Matthews, the thickness, and of course, last but certainly not least, the LPW Grand Champion, Mars the Specialist, who will go one-on-one with Kushida tomorrow night. Of course, these are all random entries. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to shake down. We'll find out when an elimination takes place. Ben Oman at 6.
7, 8, 9.
Mantla barely getting himself back inside the square circle, but right into the awaiting clutches That evil smirk, that evil grin coming across the face of Will Mantla with the of Bayrak Guarani rather with the Goozle. Mantla able to go behind. Drop kick sends him across the ring. Mantla looking to follow up, hitting another drop kick, and have to be wary of those corner posts, kind of exposed steel. There, Guarani almost tasting one of those corner posts. Ducking that clothesline. Smart move from Mantla, trying to kick the pins out from underneath. Trying to chop Guarani down to size. Again, the only way to win by submission or a referee stoppage for whatever reason the referee deems fit. And not being able to get back in the ring at a count of 10. We see Mantla use a variety of springboard moves, and that has been taken out of his arsenal. Going in for the choke. Again, submission the only way in this particular situation for Mantla to get the victory. Guarani says no. Using that power now, carrying all the weight of Mantla on his back. Hurling him down hard to the canvas. It's one way to break a submission. The Jacked and Juicy t-shirts are flying off the shelves, much like the way Will Mantla almost went flying. Able to reverse into a monkey flip. Sends Guarani down to a seat in the front row. Ben Owen administering that 10 count. Wolfboy looking to follow up. Cross body. Sent Guarani down again into that front row seat. Back inside the ring. One may consider this an upset if Mantla can get that count out victory. Referee at 7. At 9. Guarani scurrying back inside the ring, much to the chagrin of Will Mantla. Wolfboy going to try to go back to work. Guarani creating some space and hitting that big leg lariat. And now looking to hurl the Wolfboy down on the floor into the third or fourth row. Yikes. Referee administering the 10 count. That was a brutal fall that Wolfboy took down to the floor. Clawing his way back to the ring. Oh, and barely getting in time. Show of fortitude from Wolfboy Will Mantla. He knows what's on the line here.
Got some fight in your Wolfboy.
As that championship of salvation could be a key to unlocking the LPW Grand Championship, as Mars the Specialist did a number of months ago. Show of power from Guarani, pressing Mantla above his head, dropping him down to the canvas like a bag of dirt. Perhaps a shout out to his partner, Sheikh Akbar Shabazz, with that camel clutch. Ben Oman checking to see, and it looks like he's going to stop it. I don't believe Mantla. I don't believe Mantla's. I don't believe Mantla's. I can't get a damn word in edgewise. I don't believe Mantla submitted the. Ben Oman stopped it, but in true gauntlet form, the next competitor out right away, and that competitor is former LPW Grand Champion and Challenge Champion and newest WWE ID signing, Zoe Sager, and she's looking to tie up those long legs of Bayrak Guarani into the submission. Unable to get the submission, but Zoe looking to follow up. Grabs a hold of that left leg again. Nice dragon screw. Sends Guarani down to the canvas. And Zoe is again somebody who will use the ropes for a significant amount of offense. And again, there's no rope break too. You would see ordinarily Guarani would be under that bottom rope, would require a break of the hold, but not in this case. Big boot sends Sager down to the canvas. Again, the son of Kosovo directing traffic, looking to hurl Zoe out onto the floor. Zoe able to counter, big chop block. And that's a smart move that Wolfboy used as well, trying to chop the big man down to size. She went for that Z factor, unable to connect. But that elbow from the Prince of Albania right on target. Zoe down to the floor, Ben Owen administering the 10 count. You can see Garani in the ring favoring that left leg, that left knee, to keep an eye on that going forward. As Sager back inside the squared circle. Now looking to press slam Zoe Sager like he did to Wolfboy, unsuccessful, and Zoe continuing the abuse on that left leg and that left knee. Once again, cutting Garani down to size. Driving that knees into the chest. Zoe in the driver's seat. Hit that Z factor, but again, there's no pitfall. Garani rolled to the outside. Smart move from Zoe, like you can't pin. After that move, she's used to great success in her career, but wisely rolling Garani out to the floor. And this is a very swift 10 count. You got to get your wits about you and get back in the ring quickly. Drop kick sends Bayrat right back down to the floor. Zoe charging in. Oh, but she got caught and hurled back inside the squared circle by Bayrat Garani. Bayrat right back inside, looking to continue the onslaught. Charging in. Zoe ducked that kick. Sager looking to follow up, hits another Z factor. Garani on the receiving end of 2 Z factors in this part of the gauntlet, making a third. Ben Owen seeing if he can continue. Ben Owen looking maybe for another referee stoppage here, but Garani says he's good to go. Zoe going for another Z factor. Garani able to avoid impact. Again, now using his size, Big Beal. Sending Sager across the ring, and now heaved to the other side. Garani just proverbial pillar to post on the former grand champion. Zoe still able to continue, but another Beal.
Zoe, look at me. Can you continue?
Zoe having trouble getting back to her feet. Man, Garani just merciless.
Zoe, can you continue?
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it if that's working. That Beal proving to be a successful piece of offense in this unique battleground for LPW. Another Beal.
Are you in here? Exactly, so shut your mouth.
Some fans questioning the motives of Bayrat Garani, but I mean, it's hard to argue with oh my goodness, the amount of success Garani is having with that Beal. We've seen Zoe Sager, oh man, with an incredible amount of gumption, but that's it.
Advancing in the war of salvation, Bayrat Garani by referee stoppage.
Ben Omen using
Competitor representing the clandestine society. Your savior. God's gift to wrestling. Michael Richard Blais.
Ben Omen using his discretion, saying that Zoe had enough. 2 down for the Prince of Albania, but he's in tough against the next competitor in this war for salvation, the LPW Challenge Champion, God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blais. He can get it done on the mat. We've seen it many, many times before. First member of the Clandestine Society. in this gauntlet. All three will be represented. Almost snapping over that vertical suplex, looking for the cross arm breaker. Garanti wisely rolling into the pressure, trying to keep those fingers locked. And this is where your grappling technique will really come in handy. And you could bet that MRB was watching the monitor in the back to see the amount of abuse that left leg and that left knee took from Zoe Sager, and he's going to follow that up. I mean, why wouldn't he? You can see the torque put on that knee. Ben Owen in position again to see if Garanti wants to submit, rolling through and able to escape the clutches. Create some space, but that left knee definitely compromised. And you would think that Garanti can't approach MRB the same way he approached Zoe Sager, but again, going to still use the size advantage he does have. With the boot coming in. Wise move. Garanti, Blais able to go behind with that waistlock. Garanti looking to use his size as the words I'm trying to find. They're in there somewhere. Able to spin out and take control of the left arm into the hammerlock, but Blais immediately taking the nearest limb, which happened to be that left leg.
Ask him.
And barring that knee now.
Ask him.
Owen in position. Garanti says no. Garanti going to the hair now, firing in elbows, trying to escape this submission predicament.
Do you want to give up?
Blais now modifying almost in the mount. But Garanti using those long legs to his advantage, able to break the grip, trying to go for that cross arm breaker. Blais rolling now into the pressure. Human game of chess on the canvas between Michael Richard Blais and Bayrat Garanti. Both up to their feet. Blais with that front face lock. Garanti trying to fire in shots to escape, able to do so. Gut wrench. Blais hit the canvas hard, almost rolled out to the floor. Able to keep himself inside the ring. Garanti going to take that little bit of time he's got to check the condition of his limbs before moving forward. Another big gut wrench. Blais out of the ring, down to the floor. Bayrat Garanti incredibly impressive in this war for salvation so far. Oh, got caught and came down very awkwardly on the corner of the ring. Oh, man. Blais going to take advantage now of that left leg, which has already been damaged. And this is where Blais is dangerous, smelling blood in the water, focusing his attack on that knee. Garanti says he's able to continue, but I don't know how much more abuse that knee can take. Oh, man. Just repeated stretching and tearing of the ligaments in that knee. Stomping away on the knee is Blais.
You break your leg?
Can you continue looking at me?
Now MRB taking a second, get some air in the lungs and plot his next course of attack. I don't know if it's wise to let Garanti get back to his feet. He caught him right into the clutches. A hold of that left leg. Dragon screw, which we saw Sager use earlier.
Listen, Bayrat, can you continue that leg?
Successful for her, successful for Blais as well. And now Blais looking to use that ring post. I mean, why not? It's there. I mean, Blais has to be careful because that 10 count being administered as soon as he stepped outside the ring. But he could use every millisecond of that 10 count to administer punishment to that knee.
He's good to go. He's good to go. He says yes.
Garanti says he's able to continue, but I'm sure that Judge Ben Owen monitoring that left knee situation very closely to avoid some potential permanent damage. Blais Dragging Durrani back to the center of the ring. And again, barring that knee.
No, he's saying no. Saying no. What do you say?
Durrani says no.
No.
Well, I don't know how much longer he can stay in that submission. Looking for a way to escape. You can see the pain on the face of the Prince of Albania, trying to use that good leg to boot himself to freedom. Using those long limbs. Almost able to break and escape that hold, but Blais still has a hold of that leg. Finally able to escape into that deep chin lock. And Bayrat didn't have to worry about his shoulders being on the mat during that chin lock. No pinfalls. Blais using that stunner to escape that submission. Blais really good at taking whatever limb even that presents itself, including the head. And now again, back to that left knee submission, and again Bayrat using that right leg, that good leg to kick himself to freedom. Shoved away. Big leg lariat that had to hurt that limb, but the risk worth the reward in this case. Now Durrani looking to follow up. Body scissors going to try to squeeze the life out of the LPW Challenge Championship. He's going to go one-on-one with Reid Matthews. There's a lot of animosity in that situation, which will come to a head in our opening contest tomorrow night at LPW 32. But right now it's all about the war for salvation. Winner stays, loser pays. Blais using the point of that elbow to try to escape. The body is able to do so into the mount, and now laying in heavy forearms to the jaw. Back to that knee. And again, Ben Owen monitoring the situation. Durrani's saying he's still good to go, but it's got to be an incredible amount of pain there. Taking out that knee again in a violent fashion. Blais looking to follow up again. Trying to turn him over perhaps into that single leg crab. Oh, a lot of torque. A lot of torque on that knee. You can hear the screams of pain. And Durrani gonna tap out.
Advancing in the gauntlet by submission, Michael Richard Blais. Your next competitor, one half of your tag team champion, Taryn from Accounting.
Bayrat Durrani had a solid run, but that knee just couldn't take any more pain. And that leads us to a very interesting situation here, as the next draw in the war for salvation is none other than Clandestine Society member Taryn from Accounting. And you wonder if one of them just, I mean, no one wants to lay down, but you would want to think, keep a fresh member of the Clandestine Society moving forward in this war for salvation. But I think there's pride involved, and I guess we'll see how this goes. Big hug between members of the Clandestine Society. There's a lot of obvious history between these two. Blais with the hip lock takeover, and I believe there will be no laying down when it comes to that championship of salvation. It is the key in the road to becoming grand champion. Side headlock taken by Taryn. Blais rolling through, able to escape into that waistlock. Taryn looking to break the grip of Blais. Able to do so, almost arm drag style, but head scissors snapped right on by MRB. Really grinding it in. Ben Owen in position. Taryn looking to counter. Able to do so into that side headlock. Blais wrenching on the chin. Try to escape the side headlock, but Taryn's got it locked on hard. Blais using that presented left arm now. I want to thank everybody for tuning in however you may be on the YouTube or the Patreon. Our friends at IWTV, we appreciate your patronage, no pun intended. Taryn from accounting, using the left leg to escape that side headlock. Nicely done. Now Blais fighting from his back. Taryn trying to pick the spot. Blais perhaps taught Taryn everything she knows, but maybe not everything he knows as he's back to that vertical base. Tried to go for that collar elbow. Taryn wisely took control of that left arm, trying to hyperextend that elbow.
You see, Blais?
Twisting in on that arm wringer. Blais exploring ways to counter, rolling through the pressure, up to his feet. Scooping up, Taryn, big slam. And now, again, the left leg and the left knee seems to be the soup of the day for Michael Richard Blais. But again, if things work, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Hold it.
Taryn trying to escape, able to use the free leg, but Blais floating over into the chinlock.
What do you say, Taryn? Do you want to give it up?
Just go to sleep.
No, hold it.
Just go to sleep.
Great exhibition of mat-based grappling
Go to sleep.
No.
Go to sleep.
here on a Thursday night in Edmonton. You saw MRB use that very maneuver to counter a submission earlier. Hard kicks, series of kicks from the accounting department, and now Taryn locking on the cross armbreaker. Blais keeping those fingers locked. Remember, he lost part of that finger recently, and I understand it's incredibly painful for Blais, so you got to think, even just trying to keep those fingers locked, painful, but perhaps not as painful as the extension that we see now in that cross armbreaker. Hyperextension of the elbow. Van Omen in position to see if Blais wants to give it up. There's no rope to break. You got to get out of this the old-fashioned way.
No.
Blais again trying to roll into the pressure, trying to get his head out from between the knees.
Hold that.
No.
You can see Blais trying to stack Taryn up, but again, no pinfalls. It doesn't matter.
Hold it.
He's going to have to use the power to escape. Picking up Taryn. And a big sit-out power bomb to break the hold.
Taryn, are you good to continue?
Both competitors are down. As I'll go over the rules one more time. Submission, referee stoppage. We're not able to re-enter the ring by a count of 10. No pinfalls. Winner stays, loser eliminated. 8 competitors. The Canadian Goose Pal Shaw as the incumbent champion will be the 8th and final entrant. Big forearm sent Blais down to the mat hard. Taryn with the heavy strikes. Blais back up to his feet. Taryn looking for another strike. Blais able to avoid impact into the side headlock. Sending Blais hard into that steel. I mentioned those exposed steel ring posts.
Michael, can you continue?
Something to take into consideration here.
I can go.
Taryn looking to follow up. I think feeling a little bit of guilt perhaps for inflicting that pain on her fellow stablemate, but right now, title on the line. You gotta do what you gotta do. Through the legs goes Taryn. Tried to go up and over, able to do so. Hit the crusher, the ace crusher, the stunner, whatever the hell you want to call it. Damn effective. Blais back on his heels now. Taryn looking to follow up. All her weight on the back of Blais with that submission. Jockeying for position. I can't quite see from my vantage point what it is. Blais looking to escape. Handful of hair. Flipped over by the hair. Now Blais locking in. Looks like a sleeper.
Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
Trying to put TFA to sleep to move on in the war.
Go to sleep.
Do you want to continue? I need to hear a response or I'm going to call the match.
Ben Ullman saying he needs to hear or see a visual response from Taryn that she can continue. He gets that. Taryn trying to get the feet up underneath her, trying to get back to the feet. Taryn vertical, but still locked in that sleeper. Taryn trying to use that steel ring post, able to do so.
What do you say here?
Rolling all the way through, but still that sleeper is locked in deep.
What do you say?
Able to use the body scissors.
Please.
Give me a response, Taryn. No.
Ben Ullman says that's it. Taryn's done. That sleeper hold.
The gauntlet via referee stoppage. Michael Richard Blais. Your next entry. Let me hear you.
Show of respect between members of the Clandestine Society as LPW Grand Champion Mars the Specialist. The next entrant, and this brings up a couple of interesting points. Mars has the biggest match of his young career tomorrow night as he takes on Kushida, defending that very title. But you also have to think, if Mars wants to win this gauntlet and win that championship, because that's going to take that deal with the devil, that option to relinquish the championship of salvation for a shot at the Grand Championship. Mars winning will take that out of play and thus take that out of his mind as one less thing he has to worry about as he reigns atop Love Pro Wrestling.
Stewards, put it down.
MRB gonna head down to the floor, take a breather, but he only has 9 seconds before he's gonna get his butt back inside that squared circle. Blais again down to the floor. Obviously trying to get inside the head of the LPW Grand Champion, Mars the Specialist.
7, 8.
Blais back inside, charging towards Mars, but Mars caught him in that front face lock. Blais able to spin out. And these two have gone to war many times before. Writing another page in this book. Mars controlling that left arm, Blais scampering out to the floor again.
3, 4, 5, 6.
And the Crimson Line patiently waiting in the center of the squared circle for Blais to re-emerge. Back inside and ready to do battle. Locking horns in the center of the ring. Big overhead throw from Mars the Specialist. I believe he was trying to take the left arm there. Blais keeping those fingers interlocked. MRB using that left leg. Oh, and that right heel of that boot to create space to escape. The Specialist trying to take control of that left arm. Blais shoots in to take control of the left leg. Mars trying to underhook one of the arms of MRB. Can't see again from my vantage point. Blais looks like he's trying to take the mount, getting on top, taking control of the arm. Putting some torque on that elbow. And every bit of damage done will have an effect on tomorrow night's main event. One of the biggest matches in LPW history as Kushida makes his LPW debut in the main event with a shot at becoming Grand Champion. Blazing behind with that sleeper, which worked to great success in the last section of the gauntlet. Mars starting to fade a little bit. Stuart Garvey in position to check. With Mars right back up to that vertical base.
Oh, not this
Gonna
again.
climb that ring post. Similar to what Taryn from Accounting did successfully this time. And now Mars, that Mars bar locked in. The LPW Grand Champion locked in that Mars bar. MRB.
The gauntlet by submission. Mars Specialist. Your next contestant. The Rhinestone Cowboy. One half of your tag team champion. Steven Crow.
MRB forced the tap to the Mars bar as we await the arrival of the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow, the third and final member of the Clandestine Society. But sneaking in the back door, not coming through the entranceway as was expected. And talk about two competitors having history. These two have battled over the Championship of Salvation previously in some hellacious matches. And another chapter being written in this book as well. Crow, the last hope of the Clandestine Society to come away with that title. Now, Mars trying to grind down the Rhinestone Cowboy to the canvas, perhaps block that Mars bar on him. Crow wisely rolling into the pressure, able to go behind, standing switch from the Specialist. Nice takedown. Again, trying to look for that Mars bar, handful of hair, change that situation. Rolling through into that front chancery, that front face lock. Stephen Crow trying to control the head of the LPW Grand Champion. Mars able to spin out and take control of the arm. What a disrespectful slaps across the face from one half of the LPW Tag Team Champions. Not using those knees into that rib area. Oh man, double knees, just clubbing away on the back. I don't believe there's anybody in low pro wrestling that Stephen Crow hates more than Mars the Specialist. An Irish whip would just send him pretty much out to the floor. Mars able to slide to avoid hitting the floor, but into the clutches of Stephen Crow. Repeated forearms, point of the elbow to the jaw. STO from the Rhinestone Cowboy, nicely done. Rolling through, kick down to the floor. Immediate 10 count, but caught a hole in the boot. Pull the legs out from under Crow. Now both competitors down to the floor.
7, 8.
Back inside the ring just enough to break that count. Handfuls of hair. Great show of power. Just these two fighting tooth and nail all the way across the ring and down to the floor on the other side. Now locking on that choke all the way down across the back of the Grand Champion. But look at him walking up those steps and back inside the ring.
We're gonna find out.
With Stephen Crow on his back. Crow still trying to lock that choke on. And Mars might be fading. Stuart Gardner might want to check to see if Mars can continue. Kind of half in the ring, half out on that stage. That counts as outside the ring. That's where the 10 count comes in. Able to heave the Rhinestone Cowboy off his back. Vertical suplex, but Crow goes behind with the ripcord, ducking that big forearm. Leaping knee strike hit by Mars the Specialist. And taking control of that left arm, trying to extend it perhaps to put that Mars bar on. Stephen Crow trying to avoid having that arm extended, rolling through, but Mars still has control. Up to his feet, ducking that forearm. Poison Rana from the Rhinestone Cowboy sends the Grand Champion down to the floor.
3, 4.
Stephen Crow administering that 10 count, and like I said, This 10 count does not mess around. It is a very quick 10 count. And Mars didn't make it back in time.
Advancing in the gauntlet 5 count out, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And Mars, the
competitor, weighing at 255 pounds, the Texas Reid.
Mars, the specialist, just a fraction of a second, couldn't get back in the ring in time. Stephen Crow's going to move on, and you know he loves the extra added salt in the wound that he was able to defeat his nemesis. But there is no rest for the wicked.
You ready,
As
Steven?
the thickness, Reid Matthews has been cleared and is ready to compete. We'll see him tomorrow night take on Grand Champion Michael Richard Blais. But right now it's all about the War for Salvation Gauntlet, and it's all about Reid Matthews wasting no time, leaping from the ring, taken out. The Rhinestone Cowboy, vertical suplex, throwing him back inside the ring.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
And you heard the thickness, he's been waiting. It was the Clandestine Society that took him out in the first place, assaulting and damaging that knee. Stephen Crow clubbing away. The second member of the Short Kings. All the weight of Stephen Crow across the back of Reid Matthews as he locks in, trying to choke the life out of the thickness. Wrenching away on that choke. Matthews down to one knee. And this kind of competition is right up the alley, man, of Reid Matthews. Extensive amateur Greco-Roman wrestling background, competed at an Olympic level. So you know when he was inserted into this type of battle situation, you knew he was chomping at the bit to get in there. And especially to get potentially his hands on a member, if not all 3 members of the Clandestine Society. Look at that submission maneuver, locked in, wrenching on the knee of Stephen Crow. He says he's not giving up. He's trying to escape by hammering on the knee. Almost a head scissor. And now wrenching away on the arm. Tremendous reversal from the Rhinestone Cowboy. Reid trying to get those arms free, rolling through. Handful of hair. And now almost a triangle choke. Now locked in. Matthews up to his feet, but he's caught in that triangle choke from Stephen Crow. Inserting the arm inside to try to break the grip. Pushed over, forcing Crow to roll through. Stephen Crow avoiding impact on that backdrop. Caught that boot coming in. The leg attacks you. You attack the leg. Nice reversal from Crow into the double stomp. That might have cracked a rib. Stephen Crow looking to put Reid Matthews right back on the shelf.
Stick, don't stick. 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 Stick, don't stick.
Both competitors getting back to their feet. Crow with the boot to the side of the skull of the thickness. Repeated kicks to the side of the face. Reid Matthews up to his feet. And you can see laser focused on his opponent. Caught that boot coming in again. Oh, Crow went for the head scissors, but just too thick on this occasion. Dropped him like a bag of dirt, but able to shift the weight, roll him through. Grab a handful of hair and lock on that submission. Wrenching away on the neck. Again, pinfalls don't mean nothing in this battleground. Another submission locked in. Stuart Garvey in position to see if the thickness wants to give it up. By my calculations, the next competitor will be the final competitor and the defending champion in the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. Look at the power of Reid Matthews. Scooping up Stephen Crow. Getting up to his feet, definitely testing out that knee before hitting that massive power slam. Scooping up Stephen Crow once again, testing out that knee. Stephen Crow up onto the shoulders of the thickness Reid Matthews, down to the canvas. Matthews unable to follow up. Stuart Garvey checking on Crow, and it appears he's able to continue, but he's in a bad way. That's a lot of high impact. Reid back up to his feet, looking to continue the onslaught. Crow firing in forearms. Matthews only happy to oblige. Throwing bombs in the center of the ring. The thickness, the Rhinestone Cowboy, all in the name of trying to become the champion of salvation on our final Thursday night live event of 2024. Oh man, hard kick to the back of the skull, and now raining down shots, and Stuart Garvey calls it. Referee stoppage.
The Canadian Goose, your champion of salvation, Kyle Shaw!
The Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow, eliminated by referee stoppage. And it comes down to the final two. Reid Matthews standing, waiting for the reigning defending champion of salvation, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. I know there's a lot of respect between these two, but I have a feeling that's all about to go out the window in the name of the gold.
Not my usual forte. Let's go, Goose.
See the Goose
Guys,
a
want to
little
see the
bit.
Canadian Goose kick Reid Matthews' ass? Give me a hug!
We saw the Goose a little bit taken aback by the lack of ropes in this unique battleground. Show of respect between champion and challenger.
Thickness.
Final two competitors in the war for salvation. Reid Matthews goes behind, standing switch from the Goose. Matthews able to break that grip, turning around into that side headlock. Matthews wise to conserve some energy. He's already been through a battle. The Goose coming in fresh as a daisy. Able to reverse, take control of that side headlock of his own, wrenching it in. Floating over into that front face lock. Wisely trying to control the head, control the movements of the champion. Goose able to spin out, but got caught right into that sleeper hold. Shaw trying to find a way to escape. Snapmare takes the thickness over, duck that wild right hand and hit that headbutt. Sends Reid down to the floor. Canadian Goose leaping off, but got caught and dropped, slammed down hard on those front row seats.
Stay out, Goose.
4,
Please.
5.
Stay out, Goose.
Stuart Garvey administering the 10 count. Reid trying to give some advice from the Goose, but he worked his tail off his tail feathers off to become champion of Salvation. You bet he's not going to give it up without a damn good fight. Able to break the grip, take the arm wringer. Full wrench and twist on that arm wringer. Able to go to the line, take the side headlock of his own. Again, this is usually where in a side headlock you can attempt to back your opponent up into the ropes to get a break, but there are no ropes to back up into. It changes the whole complexion of your offense and your defense for that matter.
No.
That submission now locked on by Shaw. Trying to tear away at that pectoral area and extend the right arm. Reid using that power to escape, grab control, take control of the head. The champion of Salvation trying to grind him down to the canvas. Down to one knee. Goes the Ciampa right back up to that vertical base. Able to break the grip, extend the left arm of his own. Tomorrow night, our final live event of 2024. We're going out with a bang. Nice trip from Reid, now raining down shots. That's how he took out Stephen Crow. And Goose knew it. He extended, tried to get separation as soon as possible. Bit of a trepidatious portion of this matchup. Nobody wants to make that first big mistake. Because one small mistake can be lights out immediately. Oh, man, speaking of lights out, hard right. But Goose firing back. Oof, man. I mean, Reid swinging wildly. Goose definitely getting the better of this exchange. Caught that DDT. He baited him in. Now Goose looking to follow up. Almost like a dragon sleeper from what I can see from where I'm sitting. Referee in position now to see if the thickness able to continue. Kyle Shaw has had an incredible reign as champion of Salvation, and he wants to extend that reign into 2025. Nice head scissor, sends him into the corner, outside, down to the floor. Goose looking to fly, takes out Matthews into the second row.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And there's a honker, and I can see Wolfboy Will Manla out in the crowd cheering on his teammate. Plans the thickness. Ordinarily he'd go for a cover that instead. Locking on a full Nelson with the body scissors. Very hard to escape from a hold like this when the legs are locked around. Reid just going to use his power, just going to power his way out, able to break the grip. Reid got a hold of the left arm. Big senton. Having that left arm made it unable for Goose to escape. All the way to the thickness, crashing down. Now Reid looking to follow up with the sleeper. As soon as he saw that big giant arm wrap around his neck, Shaw was firing in elbows to try to escape. Wanted no part of that, and I can't blame him. Shaw up to his feet with left arm and toe, creating some space. And again, we see Reid swinging wildly. Oh, he caught him with the boot. Oh, man.
Back in, let's go. Hey, 1, 2.
Kyle Shaw took a hellacious tumble down to the floor. He hit that floor hard. 10 count being administered.
8, 9.
Oh, Shaw barely able to make it back in the ring before the count of 10. And now Reid looking to go to work.
didn't have to be this white goose.
Perhaps looking for down with the thickness, that free right hand right between the eyes of Reid Matthews. Charging in, massive spear from the goose. And now he's clubbing down right hands, looking for a ref stoppage. But Reid able to shove him off. He knew what Shaw was up to. Now the goose looking for Sister Abba Goose. Reid using the hands, extending the arms to block the impact. Duck that clothesline. Down with the thickness. Hard down onto the shoulder of the goose.
Right. Give up, Goose. Please.
Referee checking to see if Goose can continue.
Don't make me do it, Goose.
But if there's still fight in Goose, you know he's going to defend that championship to the best of his ability.
Don't you end this.
Kyle Shaw, he's saying don't end it. He's still got fight left in him.
No means no, Stu. Come on, Goose. No, don't do this. Don't do this.
Shaw trying to get back up to his feet. I mean, Reid doesn't want to put him down with the kill shot, but you got to do what you got to do.
Thanks for everything, Goose.
Reid Matthews hit him with the wall with that big knee, and the ref's going to stop it, which is going to make Reid Matthews the new champ.
Champion of Salvation, the thickness, Reid Matthews!
The goose gave it everything he had, but tonight the championship belongs to the thickness. Reid Matthews, your new Clandestine Wrestling Society champion of Salvation. Another great Thursday night to cap off 2024, but we got one more to go tomorrow night, LPW 32. Reid Matthews, your new champion of Salvation. For everybody involved in the Clandestine Wrestling Society and love pro wrestling, my name is Big Bad Boris. Good night, everybody.